What's the deal, my people? You know what it is, Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you, another one, and this one is Better Call Saul, Season 6, Episode 11, Breaking Bad. This seems to be the full 360 degrees of Better Call Saul, and we are seeing the unraveling and the downfall of Jimmy McGill, Saul Goodman, Victor, whoever you want to call him. We are witnessing the breakdown of him and him eventually about to get got when it's all said and done. And we're going to break it down right now. What up to my thugs, nerds, freaks, and geeks? You're now rocking with the best of Don Tony Teflon. If you can, subscribe and click that bell so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. As always, 500 is the like goal. If this video hits 500 likes, I'll give a subscriber who leaves a comment on this video a $25 Amazon gift card. And we hit that threshold, so I will be announcing the winner on this video. Let's get right into it. So we set this one off with our first glimpse of Breaking Bad as we see Walt and Jesse during their famous kidnapping of Saul back in season 2, and we hear the famous line, "It wasn't me, it was Ignacio." And this is how I thought that they would come back, that they would show a scene that we were familiar with, but just show it from Saul's perspective, a different point of view, and that's exactly what we get in this show. Right after that, we're back to the future, and we finally get a chance to catch up with Francesca. And it seems that she's dealing with a couple of college students who's possibly renting an apartment or for some type of place that she seems to be the manager, and she's unclogging a sink. And eventually she does get tired of this whole situation, and she's like, yo, you guys know the motion with your hand. You know how to do it. You're used to it. Let me get up out of here. Now, Francesca, just like we see Gene, is 100% shook and worried that everybody is scoping her out, that she's about to get picked up or someone's about to grab her up. And this pays off the season 4 flash forward where we hear Jimmy tell her to be at a phone at a specific time. We see her go to the phone at the specific time. It rings and she picks it up, and lo and behold, it was Gene on the other line. Now, a lot of people did a lot of speculation, thinking that it's possibly had something to do with Kim, his birthday, but it just seems that he's there to touch base and try to figure out, hey, is it still hot out there? Basically, is it safe for him to come back? And she's trying to get off this phone, but she only does it for this bag of money that he has stuffed in the pike, elaborately holding a string that's underneath a rock that she pulls out. Once she grabs up this money, she walks back over to the telephone, and she basically tells Saul, listen, everything is completely fucked. The feds have completely destroyed all your businesses. Everything is done. Laser tag, nail salon, overseas operations, everything the feds have got. And they found Pickman's car at the border. With Walt being dead, the only one they have left to track down for all this is Gene. Saul. And that's what she basically explains to him. But before leaving, Francesca does drop a bomb on him. She said she received a call from Kim asking her if she was okay. Then, apparently, she asked if he was still alive. Francesca doesn't say anything else, but that is the key moment to this whole episode, the fact that she brought up Kim's name before she hangs up. This is when we get the crossroad shot, and this is where it comes down to him. He's at a juncture. He can just go forward, forget about everything, live his life as Gene, and be okay. But he cannot help but to go back to that payphone because Francesca said something about Kim. And he gets on the phone. He knows where she's been working in Florida at Palm Coast Sprinklers. When he does get connected and asks for Kim Wexler, who we have to say does work there, from outside the booth, because we cannot hear what's going on, it seems that he gets into a huge argument with someone. He throws a huge fit, slams the phone down, kicks the whole phone booth. How did he find a phone booth in the world. I haven't seen a phone booth in over 20 years. But anyway, he goes crazy, and then right after that, he walks away. And it's this right here, this situation, that makes him go back over to Jeff's mother's house and start scheming with Jeff again. After showing his mother how to do the cat videos on YouTube, he then goes inside of the garage with Jeff and tells him straight up, listen, we're gonna go back into business, but we need to get some barbiturates, and he's going to use those to knock people out. After that, we see Jimmy, who has another secret identity, and his new identity is Victor. And we see the early stages of this scam. We see him faking drinking alcohol. We see him allowing these guys to think they have the upper hand on him. And then after all that is done and these guys get drunk, he takes out his bag that he was storing the alcohol in. He dumps it out, calls a cab for the guy. Lo and behold, it's Jeff in the cab. Drives the guy home. When they get to the guy's house, he puts a piece of tape in the doorway, so that means the second guy can come in there after the guy is passed out. I did leave out the part that they have a water bottle with the barbiturates inside of it, and that is what knocks them out. After this, they go inside of the person's house and they take pictures of his ID, of his bank cards. They take a piece of his bank account and other things, and that is what they're using and selling, and that is the new scheme. And they don't just do this to one person, we see them do this to multiple people, and the money just keeps rolling in. Now, heading back into the Breaking Bad timeline, and after Saul agrees to represent Walt and Jesse, they are in the RV, aka that's where they be cooking up their meth and everything else, while looking over all the equipment in the meth lab RV. This is when Saul realizes that Walt is truly Heisenberg. And then we get something that I didn't think we would get, but we get them ask him straight up, like, who is Lalo? Who is this dude? We heard you say his name. Who is he? And he does not want anything to say. No, nobody. Nobody at all. Jumping again back to the future, this is when we see Gene order his swing master, and this is when we really see that they have been pulling this scheme off all the time, and it's been successful for them. Now, one day during one of his scams, Jimmy, as Victor, again, he has another name, people, right, goes out and gets this guy, but he realizes when he sees this man pull out a thing of pills that the guy has cancer, right? And at this time, we could see that he does seem a little bit, like he has a little bit of guilt in him, like, maybe we shouldn't pull this off, maybe we shouldn't do this, but he still does go through with it. Now, Jeff's friend that they used for the Alfred, that was the first scheme, has seemed to be a part of this whole situation. And he's always been bringing his dog in all these. And we're going to bring that up in a second. But he does not want to go through with this because his father had cancer and he doesn't want to do it. But here we go with the American greed situation. Gene, even though they have gotten away with it a million times, even though he already pulled the tape from the door so they're not going to be able to get in, convinces Jeff to take him out to this man's house. He goes over to his house and he breaks the glass with his elbow. This, obviously the guy's going to know the glass is broken, something went on here, right? And then he goes in, and that's basically how we end this episode. Let's talk about this real quick. So, if they get bagged up for one of these things, they're going to get bagged up from all of them. And how is that going to happen? It's the damn dog. The dog hair. If this guy has brought that dog to every one of their jobs, and I believe they have, and somehow they detect dog hair at every one of these jobs, then they're going to know that all these jobs are connected, and he's going to get bagged for every single one of these jobs. And I would think that the dog hair would be the thing, the common thread that connects them. Next is Marion. Marion looking from the window, seeing exactly, doesn't know what's going on, but being nosy and looking at the window, it seems that she will drop a dime on this whole situation. She said from the beginning, from the jump, she said that her sons got tied in with some bad people, and it seems like that could be happening again. And in order for her to prevent it, she will drop a dime. Now, I just did a video saying that Marion would be the downfall of Gene. Go check out that video. And in that video, I talked about the Playbill article said she was going to be in 6 episodes. Obviously, it's not going to be 6. It's not that many. But I think they were right because it was more than one. A lot of people thought she was only going to be in that one, but no, she was back in this one, and the whole Jeff storyline is not over, as a lot of people thought the Jeff storyline would have ended in the last episode, but it has continued. When you seen Gene laying down, right, using the foot machine with the Bluetooth headset in his ear, you could tell he was smelling himself too much. You could tell at that particular time that he didn't do what he had to do in order to stay safe. Keep a low profile and chill. No, you see him going to the strip club. He's having strippers over. He's truly thinking that he saw when he's supposed to be Gene at this time. And I think that that is what is eventually going to get him caught. Now, it was something that was said in this conversation. Whether it was Kim on the phone or not, we have no idea. Good chance it was Kim, but we have no idea. We could not see whoever he was getting to the argument with. And if it was Kim, what did Kim say? Did Kim say, I'm married now? Why are you calling me? I mean, what's going on? Why are you bothering me? I'm married now. I have a new life. I'm working with sprinklers, all right? Leave me alone. Whatever it was that pissed him off is what set him off to go back to this lifestyle. And that is going to be his downfall in the end. He was just smelling himself. He got out of doing what kept him safe all of this time. And he got back to trying to be Saul Goodman, laying out there with his feet up in the air like you're somebody, son. You know, this is why you gonna get bagged up when it's all said and done. A lot of these scenes meant something, but one scene in particular meant a lot to exactly what happened. And that was when you seen him with Jesse and you seen him with Walt. He was pulling away and they showed the grave, and then they transitioned that shot to him being in the grave as Gene, saying that Gene is digging his own grave, right? That's what they're trying to tell you in that scene, that his actions, Gene's actions, is digging his own grave, and that's exactly what's going to happen to him, and that is why it's over for him. I've got 100% proof. I told you before that he was going to get bagged up, and I'm telling you, it's over for him. He has done it to himself. But again, you let me know in the comment section, what did you think about this episode? What were your favorite parts of the episode? Were you happy with the Walter White cameo? You seeing how they did it, right? They did it specifically. They kept the lights down. They did it in a very dimly lit scene. So you couldn't see how much these people aged. They put the hats on the head and did it in a real dimly lit scene, right? They were like, hey, we're going to keep it dark in here. As dark as possible so that people can't see exactly how much these people have aged in this timeline and everything else. I thought that that's the way it was going to go down. As I said in previous videos, I thought it was just going to be a different perspective from a scene that people have already seen, and I think that's exactly what they did. In the end, what they're trying to say here, when you look at the 360-degree situation, right? I'm not going to say that Saul took advantage of Walter White, someone who had cancer, right? But they specifically showed you when he realized he had cancer, when he seen him blow out that blood and cough, and then when he was talking to his boy Mike and trying to figure out exactly, hey, what's going on with him, and he gave him everything, and he told him, hey, this guy's got cancer, that's why he's coughing. And Mike told him, leave him alone, don't mess with him, but he still showed up, didn't listen to Mike, and went to the school. This is exactly what's going on with this guy with cancer. When they told him to leave it alone, there's no need to do this right now. You have enough money. Don't do it. He's not paying attention to those people, and he's showing up and doing his own thing the exact same way. And as I just said before, they showed him in his own grave, and it's his fault that he's there. The winner of the $25 Amazon gift card is Dolores Townley. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for liking my video and leaving a comment. Holla at me, Teflon TV, on Facebook, and I'll send that right out to you. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and as always, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.